All right, folks, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Late breaking Adobe has released Premiere Mobile. We are going to walk through it. We're going to do live demos. Oh my gosh, it's always fun when you. I was telling my co-host that we should have recorded this, but we're going to do a live demo today. So y'all sit back, relax, enjoy. For all you creators out there that are looking to leverage a new platform, a new tool from a legacy OEM legacy company, Adobe, we're going to see exactly how Premiere Mobile uh, sets up with what's out there already today. All right, let's get into it, man. Hey, let me stop talking and let me bring on Boss Locks himself.
What's going on, y'all?
What's happening, Mr. Gainer the second?
Man,
Don't,
life
don't
is
want to go
good.
by Junior. He just want to go by the second.
A second. My dad said you're your own person. You're not a junior. You're you. He calls me 2.0 now, but
Look Dad
man,
with some swag now. Okay, you
all
call me
right,
2.0.
all
Listen,
right.
man, appreciate you for joining. We've been talking about this for a minute ever since we got the announcement that the tool was coming out. We
hmm
both immediately said, "All right, let's put our name down so we can get it the day that it launches and releases," and that has come and that has passed. Before we get into it, though, listen, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Folks know who you are, who are part of this community, but we've got some new folks as well since the last time you've been on. Give us that 35,000 foot or that elevator pitch of who Walter Gaynor II is, if you don't mind.
Man, over the years, I've been known about many things, but I've had like a lot of clarity recently. This has been a very transformative year. And before I say who I am, actually, I was watching a video, and this relates to everything we're going to talk about today. I was watching a video of this man walking through an airport. He was like, there's thousands of people just in this airport looking at me while I'm recording, but it doesn't matter. And for the longest time, when it comes to content and creation and everything, I've helped a lot of people. Have always been kind of nervous about doing it myself, like walking around in public, recording myself and everything like that. And I've had to overcome just like the fear of being seen and being looked at like dumb or corny or just ridiculous. And he was talking about how we always assume the worst, that people are looking at us with judgment, like, what is he doing? But in reality, oftentimes a lot of curiosity, and just people are wondering, oh, what is he doing? And lately, I've realized that I've been helping a lot of founders who have been struggling with the content creation, whether it's fear or judgment, trying to follow people who say this is how you do it, but it doesn't feel right to them. So, for the past few years, I've been helping founders to create content that they can actually be proud of, not just things that convert, but things that bring them joy. They have fun doing it or really kind of communicates their message. So, that's really me. I am Walter Gator the second, podcaster, video editor, producer, marketer. I wear a lot of hats, or I try to. They don't always fit. I'm trying to find the perfect size hat that actually fits. But I do a lot of things for a lot of people. But the thing that excites me the most is when I help someone create something that they're like, I love this. Thank you. So
I
that's
love
me.
that, man. I mean, and I say that and I appreciate you for sharing that story because that just sets context for who it is that we're talking to today, right? And again, you're no stranger. Your family to the channel. Just that's the in depth thinking that comes to this demo that we're going to walk through, this discussion that we're going to walk through about Adobe Premiere Mobile. A lot of times, I'll tell brands and I'll tell companies, and you've heard me say this before. I'll tell a company when their baby's ugly, and
You got to.
right,
You have to.
and we say that in all respect, and we say that in an effort to help them to succeed, get better, iterate from a positive perspective. So who knows? Oh, hang in there. We may say something about this platform, this tool, but
Mhm.
Adobe is Adobe is Adobe, so we know they're gonna have something
Oh,
dope.
yeah.
You know,
Always.
and you use behind the scenes, you have kind of standardize your editing on Adobe anyway, right? Are you or are you still Final Cut, DaVinci,
It's to
or
the
where are you?
point now where when people ask me like, "Oh, what you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm in Premiere Land," or like, "I gotta spend time in Premiere
Mhm.
Land." I just started saying that because I'm in Adobe Premiere so much. Like on my phone, most used app, Instagram, YouTube. On my computer, the most used app has to be Adobe Premiere
Uh,
because that in Notion. So yeah, I do like a lot of these other like these AI clip creator apps for certain purposes, but Adobe is like when it comes to like the, because I work with a lot of big files, so I need something that can handle a lot of stuff. So
Love it. Love it. Mr. Worthy is in the building, so we need to show some respect to him as well. One of the OGs in the community. And
what's
Mr.
going on?
Faustano is here too. So watch what you
Hey.
say. Watch what you say. Don't use no profanity, and make sure you speak with your chest out. Okay. And John, I saw you in the comments too, so appreciate you for being here as well, brother. Um, I'm gonna pivot a little bit because what you were just saying about Adobe, I mean, we'll get into it, folks. But so this had to be exciting for you, right? If you are already
Mm,
part of the Creative Cloud ecosystem, if you were already Premiere and Illustrator and Lightroom, if that's already part of who you are and what you do, not just for yourself, but for your clients, just getting that notification, just getting that email saying, "Hey, we coming to mobile." Talk to me a little bit about that because that should probably, in my mindset, third person looking in, that should set you freer, make you freer. What am I saying? What's the words? That should alleviate some um, constrictiveness within your
yeah.
workflow because now you're on mobile a lot. Is that right?
That's exactly right. You know how people talk about Apple being such a great app, not just for, the features, but really the whole ecosystem.
Mm,
That's what I was really excited about, especially that whole ByteDance CapCut, shutdown. That wasn't really a shutdown, whatever that is, earlier this year. It had me stressed because I started to use CapCut because I loved all their templates and everything like
yeah.
that. When it shut down, I was like, oh, hold up. I need a solution. I need a real solution. So when I saw this announcement, I was excited, and I've seen a lot of things from Adobe this past few years, like them pushing out more with Firefly, and I see what they've been doing with Adobe Express, Creative Cloud. Like this is all great, but this app they're announcing, I'm like, okay, I can finally like just the ability to edit things without needing to be on my computer just helps with efficiency because I'm on the go a lot. I can edit something, I can capture something, edit something real time, send it back over to my computer to do some more stuff. But just like there's something I've noticed since I've been doing a lot of content here in Atlanta, just out at events and everything. I've been learning a lot from photographers who oh, I forgot what they're called, but there's this team, and I wish I remember their name, but this team, they'll capture everything. They're known in Atlanta because they'll capture some beautiful photos and publish it within 10 minutes. They have a
Wow.
whole system set up. So for me, one of my biggest things I want to get to is be able to capture something real time, edit it, and get it up as well, regardless of what limitations are there. So this app announcement, I was like, okay, I think this can help me get there a little faster.
Was this gonna fill that gap in my workflow? So one, I can be more creative quicker, and
Mm,
turn it into revenue quicker as well. Let's
hey,
come on. Let's be
right?
realistic. We out here. We're not out here just for fun and games. There's some fun and there's some games, but we trying to make some deposits into the account. Um,
Absolutely.
Now here we go. If you are a iPhone user, good
Hmm.
for you. If you Android user, we not talking to you just yet. We apologize on behalf of Adobe, but y'all can't come play in these waters just yet. What do you think about that piece right there? The fact that still here in 2025, company as large as Adobe is come on. And
You know
listen,
what,
I'm a
actually?
I'm a 10 year plus guy at Apple. I worked for Steve Jobs for 10 years, and so I'm a member of the cult of Mac. But still, 2025, you should release both platforms at the same time. What do you think?
I learned something in 2022 when LinkedIn was testing their audio events, which was like their clone of Clubhouse, Twitter
Mm-hmm.
Spaces. At one point, one of the developers actually joined one of my lives, and he was talking about how there's actually a small number of Android developers out there in the world. And so he's someone who specializes in Android kind of app development. So, and I think I want to say the being able to join these LinkedIn events from your phone on Android came out kind of quickly because he was like one of the few who could do this type of stuff. So I think one, there's like a little bit of that, the cult energy, but also I think there's less developers out there than there are the Apple ones. So at least official or whatever group people go to find these Android
Yeah.
developers. So yeah.
And you think about at the end of the day, some of the rationale that I recall as well is every Apple device works like every Apple device. Right, you've
Mm,
got so many manufacturers on the Android platform, and shouts out to them. You got Samsung, you got Google themselves, you had LG, you got nothing. You
Motorola.
got all these other companies that are creating a device, and when you look at that disparate list of manufacturers, and then folks running different versions of the OS, different sizes of the screen, it's hard to have a consistent experience.
Yeah.
And with Adobe being Adobe, it's got to be right when it comes out. That first impression has to be right. So they know what Premiere Mobile is going to look like on a 17 Pro Max. They know that size. They
Yeah.
know what it's going to look like on a iPhone Air, that size and everything. So to a degree, I understand, but I'm trying to show some love to my Android folks because I know I'm probably going to get some flack. Johnson to come. I think he's an Android dude and probably won't
Hey,
see
I'm an
some of the.
OG, and that was my
Come on.
first smartphone. I got love for the Android community, and yeah, they do a lot of nice stuff. It's really nice over here on the Apple side, though. But
Just come on
y'all
over. The
got
water's all
right
right.
small
Come on over
place,
here. All
right?
right, brother. Where you want to go? So talk to your first impressions. You booted it up. You downloaded it. You installed it. And folks, if you got questions, if you're considering going this route um, on your mobile device, let us know. Walter has all the answers. I'm just here, Wizard of Oz, behind the scene, pushing buttons, things like that. Your thoughts when you first launched the app?
First thoughts was I came in with a specific mission to test it in a specific use case, and that was from content creator perspective. 'Cause I was trying to think about why I'd be using my phone to
Hmm.
record stuff and edit stuff. So I went to a Chance the Rapper concert earlier this week,
Mm,
and I captured a lot of different moments. I already knew what the story was gonna be, so I captured everything with the intention, knowing the app was coming out as well. To be like, okay, I'm gonna capture this, put it in a folder, put it out. So very first thing, um, I actually really like the user interface a lot, and that's a really big deal. The UI, I think, can really make and break a software. If it's slow, if it's clunky, it's confusing, you're gonna have less of adoption. But if it's like kind of sleek, kind of nice to use and answer some of your problems, you're gonna be straight. So two of the biggest things is I have a whole album with all these different shots and footage. I just dumped them all into the timeline. So for people who aren't super familiar with editing and everything, the space where you make the cuts and everything, that's what I'm calling the timeline. And I just put every single clip on there versus going through each individual one and saying like, do I want this? Do I want this? I don't know. I just put it all there. Um, and it was so easy to kind of move things around. Like CapCut, I think is also a good one, but with CapCut, sometimes it's hard to get the footage in the right spots. So being able to drag different clips here and there, like it was so easy, so smooth. And
okay.
then also the cursor. Um, to get something to the exact moment on most apps, mobile apps, you have to really like pinpoint it, like get it on the exact space. But with Adobe's, I mean, you do that, but there's also a button to go frame by frame. And that's something that's very similar to Premiere on the
Well,
desktop.
I was going to say that comes from the Big Daddy Premiere anyway. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
so they were able to integrate that into this software, and I think that's it's like one of those small things where if you're not looking for it, you wouldn't know or even care it's there, but the fact that it's there and it could make a huge difference in your entire workflow. You talk about efficiency because, like, on CapCut, I have spent, like, probably 5 minutes just trying to get the cursor or whatever on the right spot to make a cut, to make a change, to make an edit. And
Yeah.
so this, oh man,
All
they
right.
did this.
So you know me and you know my brain and a lot of my community knows my brain well. I heard everything you said, but I got stuck on one thing. So were you at the concert where old boy got hit in the face with all that smoke?
Mm,
You haven't seen the video where where he got hit in the face? He was performing on stage, and then one of the smoke cannons went off, hit him in the face, knocked his. Okay, see, I was talking
oh,
about.
not that one, not
Okay,
that one. No,
you know what I'm
there was
talking.
like a couple moments I didn't even see that. I saw like I saw someone post that they were at the concert, like, oh, I was too, and I realized, oh no, he's already in another city. So
All right,
I might have missed that show. That's crazy.
see, that's how my brain works. I
Man, that was the very
apologize.
first thing I said. But the Chance
Uh,
concert was nice. It was
you
real
know,
simple. He no backtracks, and I think, more artists should perform without the backtracks. Like, I think it just creates a whole different experience. But we could do a whole like uh a whole another series on live shows and everything.
We will do that. Listen, I gave a lot of years to Bill Graham Presents and Clear Channel, so I've worked with a lot of people as well in that industry. But let's stay
Okay,
locked in. Let's stay, as my TV says, let's stay focused. Let's get back into
focus.
it. Um, so ease of use, ease of navigation, that's a huge thing. And again, that comes from the Big Brother tool in and of itself, Premiere on desktop.
Hmm.
What were you using before Premiere on mobile?
Everything. Um, CapCut was the go-to for mobile, and if anyone had asked me like what to use, I would say CapCut. It wasn't actually until the whole like ban that I realized just how many people were using like professional video editors and everything. So I was surprised. But CapCut and then InShot, I've used
Hmm.
that one.
Hmm.
And I was using Adobe Rush, which was what their it basically came before Premiere, so
Right.
before they had Adobe Rush, but it really wasn't all that great. And then I was actually beta testing what something called Project Violet, which became
Yes.
Adobe Premiere.
Oh, is that what that is? I got it on my phone
Yeah,
too. So can I delete that now?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and
See,
it's
ladies and
basically the
gentlemen,
same
Walter Gainer been, he top voice LinkedIn, top voice behind the scenes with
thing.
Adobe. So we're not gonna say too much negativity about Adobe because we're not gonna mess up any
Got lots of
invitations.
love.
Yeah.
Lots of, I got some critiques too, but lots of love. Adobe, I'm
We're
not
not
going
gonna
anywhere, but I got some questions.
yeah, we're not gonna mess any of that up. So you were using those. Okay, so how about edits from Instagram? Have you tried that
I
or used that?
just started it this week,
Yeah.
and when I was in Adobe Premiere on the mobile, all I kept thinking about was edits. I'm actually very surprised with edits. It's really nice.
Right. And it's free as well. The caveat. So talk about the caveat with Adobe Premiere Mobile. If I don't, and tell me, have you found it yet? But talking about pricing, Adobe
I was
Premiere Pro,
surprised. Yeah. So
but
y'all, there's two reasons why I think not everyone uses Premiere. One is it scares a lot of people. I'm gonna talk about the desktop app, and the
hmm
second one is pricing. Um, I think if you just get Premiere by itself, it's like 30 something dollars, but if you get the cool Creative Cloud, it's 60. If
yeah,
you're on the business plans, it's up in the hundreds.
yeah,
Um,
every month,
so yeah, so for something that's more expensive than other apps and scares a lot of people, you got DaVinci Resolve, which has a very, very strong free plan. Final Cut, where you just pay for it once, you got it forever, basically. You really got to ask yourself, why am I doing this?
yeah.
So with Premiere on the phone, I was like, okay, cool. I'm already paying for Creative Cloud, so I'm gonna get this too. And then I go in and I see that kind of crown in the top, and I click
Ladies and
it. And
gentlemen,
what is this? Hold up.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, oh, they're trying to bamboozle you.
Yeah.
They trying to bamboo. Come on, man. What?
Man, and I see it's for like it's really heavy on like the whole Firefly features where they've been promoting where you can like, just make a sound with your voice and it will recreate it. Like if you want to do like bear noise, like raw or whatever, that's gonna only sound ridiculous on
I'm
the
about to say,
actual
I
video.
ain't got
But
time
they'll
for that. I ain't got time.
yeah, but they'll actually turn it into something. So it's cool, but it's like dang. And so I did learn that if you are a Creative Cloud member, you get a certain amount of credits. I don't know how quickly those credits get used up. And yeah, so I felt like, why am I getting this message? I thought I was special. So
So keep that in mind, folks. That yeah, it's I don't want to say it's crippled. I don't want to say it's limited, but it is kind of limited, right? And if you want all the feature, all the functionality, all of that Firefly, all that Gen AI stuff from Adobe, all that goodness, you're gonna have to pay $70 a year to take advantage of that, or
yeah,
$8 a month. Another subscription in your life. Another means of Adobe taking your coffee money if you a coffee person.
all right. I will say it is kind of similar as to like to get actually you might know a little better, but like because I know like CapCut, we've been talking about them a lot. They have these AI features and it comes at a cost, but I think some of them are free.
Mm.
I don't know. But anyways, I was surprised I could see that subscription tier. I was telling everyone like, nah, there's no way they charging. I'm a Creative Cloud member, but no,
Hey, y'all want more money for me? Oh
more
my
money.
god!
They said run
So
it.
keep that in mind, folks. You can get it, download it. It's free to use. You get probably 70% of the functionality, but if you really want to do some things behind the scenes, you're gonna need to pay for the upgraded subscription of that.
Mm,
That being said, out of the box, out of the gate, because we're comparing it to CapCut, we're comparing it to Edits, we're comparing it to InShot, and I can't think of too many others that I necessarily use. Your ability to turn around a project. Yeah, you bring it in audio, you bring it in video. Well, I'll hold on the audio piece. You're bringing in video, you're bringing in photos, you're doing the transitions and overlays and captions and all that. How has that been for you in these past 48 hours since since you've had access to the app? Right.
right? I was telling you before, I realized that I'm gonna need like a. At first, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna test everything out in like an hour," but I'm gonna need like a couple days to see everything. But some of the things they mentioned, like the multi-track editor, is pretty nice, pretty easy to use. Adding text, having captions. I love their voiceover feature; just feels really easy to use, and you can do you can transcribe it so the captions and subtitles pop up as well. But that brings me to like the second critique I have.
Mm,
And this is something I think I have a critique with Adobe as a whole is their subtitling feature, the captions.
okay.
And this is
Yeah.
something that it's is also like if they've solved this, I would probably use other apps less and essentially like you could subtitle all your videos semi accurate but the functionality like the font choices and the styling of it in Premiere you can make a whole bunch of changes to the design.
Right.
This Premiere Pro app is kind of limited and also it's just like I really love the subtitles that are so simple where it's just one word at a time and it just goes. I can't do that I can't do that in the app, and I was kinda missing that, but then when I would go over to, Meta's app, Edits, I have a
Mm,
lot
hmm.
more functionality and
Yeah.
features to make subtitles actually look nice on social media. On Premiere, I felt like it was like, great themed subtitles for, like, creating content 10 years ago. So, I think they need to evolve a bit both within the Premiere, the desktop app, and on this mobile app too. And it's like you don't have to look too hard. It's like every
Yeah.
other app has it. It has what I'm looking for. So,
Yeah. So is it not available? And this is a general question because I haven't upgraded to the pro version. I'm not paying $70 yet. Uh, is it just not available in the free one, and is it possibly in the um, upgraded version?
from what I've seen, it's just they don't have the type of styles that I'm looking for at all.
Which is crazy. Is Adobe? They got Adobe stock. They got Adobe fonts. Okay, let me
Yeah.
stop.
Like
Let
they
me
have
stop.
oh well, I will say they have different font options, so that wasn't limited, but it's literally as simple as like um I could show you better than I could tell you. I could send you a link to a video. Let's see.
Yeah. Send that to me, brother. And if you guys got any questions, Senior, I see you, sir, in the comments. Appreciate you for being here. We gonna watch these WNBA finals start tonight. So be ready, brother, to do some cheering when you come on over here tonight. That's what we gonna do. Let's see what you got. Man, why you so loud? Oh, sorry. You got this, brother. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this video up here.
Yeah, I probably should have used the chance examples. We were talking about them
Well,
already. All
give
right,
me some
so
context. Yeah,
the subtitles there, where it's just like, and I did do this in Adobe Premiere, and even in Adobe Premiere, it's not exactly how I want it to be. But you see how it's just like one word at a time, sometimes a few words.
yeah,
I just wanted the feature where it's literally just one word at a time. You could kind of do it based on the character length of each word on the desktop app, but it's not how I want it. And then also on the mobile app, it's I don't even have this option of what you see right here. It's all like the whole sentence at a time. And I really love when I'm creating videos, especially for social. that kind of singular one word at a time thing. It just does
Yeah,
something for like drawing people in. Like it's like psychological. Like subtitles it'll do that anyways, but the type of subtitles you choose really does matter, especially depending on the type of content you're creating as well. There's like you could probably spend like just I don't think people think as much about the subtitles and the look and all of that stuff when they're creating it. They just kind of do it and put it out there.
yeah,
But just everything really, really matters depending what your goal is with the video.
yeah. You want to have them, but you want them to get out of the way, right? But you want them to serve their purpose. Um,
Yeah.
and that should be an easier option to do because that's I'm not gonna say that's not rocket scientist, and that's not necessarily hard to do, but that makes sense to do. And I also like the ability to have different color captions per speaker.
Yeah.
So when you're
Yeah.
talking,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
yellow, and when someone else is talking, it's white or whatever the case may be. You see how I use your colors just now? Okay,
Hey, hey,
yeah,
I
yeah,
see
I
it.
use
I
them boss
see it.
logs.
I see.
Won't
Yeah,
forget.
so Adobe's got it, but they just gotta work on that. And Adobe, I'm available for a consultation.
Send
Yeah.
this man an invoice, or he'll send
Yes,
you an
sir.
invoice. He don't mess around with Cash App either. Ladies and gentlemen, Walter Gainer needs he needs actual
Yeah.
documentation before he gets involved. Okay,
Documentation.
okay. So it's close, but again, it's only 48 hours or so since it was released. I've got a feeling that some of that's going to come.
Oh yeah, and
Right?
I'm still excited about it, and there's a lot more to test out too. But I'm also like I'm someone recently asked me like which app they should use, and I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. We kind of talked about like their approach and everything because right, I actually recommended to them the Meta Edits app because I was like, you're on Instagram anyways, you might as well. They're gonna boost it a little bit more if it's made there, so that I was surprised. I didn't expect much from Meta, but they created something truly competitive.
And they keep iterating, right? They are actually on top of continue for better or for worse, but they're always continue to do something. And I say better for worse. I apologize, y'all know me and Meta and Zuckerberg don't get along. So I would never have a brand deal with Meta slash because listen, I'm not a fan, but I do use some of their tools, not all their tools, but edits is actually a pretty decent, quick on the fly. I like the analytics piece. That's what gets me. I'm a data nerd, right? So
mm,
I like getting like 24 hours, 48 hours after putting out a reel, getting that update saying this is how many folks that it reached. This is kind of that engagement, things of that. That's the stuff that I really like. I would love to see even though it's not necessarily in their wheelhouse, I would love to see someone like Adobe on Premiere do something like that. I doubt that will ever come because again, that's not their wheelhouse. Just the aesthetic piece is what they live in and what they do, and the workflow, like you started out talking about, how much
mhm.
easier it is to navigate through. But that's where I'm at. I'm
You know what's crazy? It could be in their wheelhouse because Adobe is such a huge company. Like they
mm,
have a whole Adobe Analytics product that is for like a different type of customer of theirs, but they have they literally have everything they need to be a creator powerhouse, like Adobe Muse creating websites on there. I think the first time I created a website, it might have been on Adobe Muse. I don't even know if it's still around, but it has
Muse.
so many
I
different
remember
stuff.
Dreamweaver, but okay, I'm
Yeah,
dating myself.
Dreamweaver as well. What's it Adobe Muse? Hold on, let me look this. Yeah, Adobe Muse. And sometimes I feel like these companies are almost like too big
Mm.
to truly. Oh, oh, they stopped developing features as of 2018.
Man,
Actually,
look,
I think.
you bringing up old news. Come on, bro. 2018.
Well,
Oh
that was
my god.
their website
Oh my
builder.
god. This brother.
Man, that's crazy. See, I mean, they
I'm
got so
sorry,
much
folks.
stuff.
I'm sorry, folks. Walter been he been deep in the trenches. That's what it is. He been working since 2018. I've been paying
I
attention to
mean,
it.
Adobe could be a creator powerhouse, and they got other companies kind of coming up and like kind of eating their lunch. So yeah.
I don't like that. Because I will say this. I wanted to be more impressed. So I'll say it, and you don't have to say it. I wanted to be more impressed by right out the gate because again, I'll say it. Adobe is Adobe is Adobe, and I really wanted my socks to be knocked off. I wanted to. I'm never gonna cancel my CapCut subscription because I'm still locked in at the $7.
Ooh,
Right?
really?
So I'm still locked in at
You
that
must know some people at
OG
ByteDance.
legacy. Yeah, right. I'm still locked in at that. And for what they continue to do and iterate and bring out, that's a that's $7. That's a cup of coffee I'm willing to forego once a month. Um, but I do like having alternatives, valid alternatives, and I wanted Adobe to be that tool and that platform as opposed to edits, just because again my relationship with Meta and things like that. So again, we're critiquing Monday morning quarterback in 48 hours after the tool was released. It's coming. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
glass half full kind of person. Um,
yeah.
so what about you? What could you use since you're out there in the streets, right? You're out there going to live events, hosting live events, going to all the conferences and things of that. You, your main camera, or at least your secondary camera, is your phone. Can
Mhm.
you see yourself today, tomorrow, this week, next week using Adobe Premiere Mobile as your content creation resource?
Yeah, actually, I actually will be using it. So, like tomorrow,
Mm,
I'm doing content for a concert, Praise in the Park. I do a lot of media for entertainment brands, and I'm going to have both my camera and my phone. The camera's going to be for long form stuff, but my phone I'm gonna have ready just for a quick, like, oh, we could get this and put it up on social right now. So I'm actually deciding between setting up a rig on my camera to have the phone on top of the camera just going like that, or just having it freehand just like ready to go. Because I got like a gimbal for that. So my whole workflow was going to be going being a video creator, you just have to be observant and seeing the moment before it happened. Being ready with my camera, but the phone, just taking that, recording, getting it, boom, editing it real time, and posting it to social very quick. Versus with my camera, I need to take my SD card out, putting in all this stuff, yada yada. So um yeah, I'm gonna be a dual camera operator tomorrow.
the joys of being a solopreneur slash entrepreneur slash digital creator. He's like you said, wearing all the hats, trying to make sure they fit. We need to get you extra large. I need to get you one of these flow state
Yeah, Rick
hats.
Rick Ross has, man. Yeah, I like that State brand too, because that really that's really strong messaging and really speaks to what it's like when you're doing this for real. Because sometimes with content, you could easily overthink, but when you really tap
Hmm.
into that flow state, it just happens naturally. And something I realized these past few weeks, because I went out to create this promo for this series I'm about to launch
Yeah.
soon, and I had an idea for what it was going to be, but in the moment, the person who was helping me, he was like, "Hold up, just start running while you're doing this real quick." And I was saying, "Running? What the hell?" So we just started
This
going with it.
brother out here
That's the flow
frolicking
state.
in the fields. Oh my
I
god.
had frolicking, man, but no, I was like sprinting. No one allowed sprinting, but um, yeah. So that flow state, trusting that inner intuition, I like that. Yeah, that's
There we
needed.
go. There we go. I'll send you a promo code after we get offline here for that right there, so you can get you that. Folks are watching from different channels, different platforms. No one's asking any questions. They just absorbing all of this insight and these gems coming from you, Mr. Gainer. Uh, I guess I want to ask you what we started talking about Premiere Mobile. That's what the whole conversation was. Since it's not there yet, you said you may still have it in your toolkit tomorrow. What your top three? I know you've used InShot, you've used others, but today, what's going to be your primary tool though? Because again, you can use it as an alternate, and you can test it and things of that nature. But when it comes to submitting something to one of those end clients, and you're expecting again to get uh, revenue from those efforts, or you're putting your
Mhm.
watermark on, and you're saying this is Boss Locks Media, and you're putting your name behind it. Is there a tool that is your go-to right now, your primary, until some of those other features and functions come out in Premiere Mobile, until you get those single word captions, until you get some of that other stuff? I don't want you to out anybody. Again, I don't want you
That's
to
a
get in
good
trouble,
question. Nah,
but
because I think this is the best time to be a content creator because like there's so many different tools to get the job done. And sometimes I think about like from a perspective of like a handyman or a contractor, right? You go out to do a job and you got to evaluate it first so you know which tool to go grab. So it's
Yes.
kind of like that. So if I were to give like the top three right now, I might not put Premiere in the running just because it's so new. And I know they have a few things coming out that I think will change the game a bit, like the whole sending stuff from the phone to your computer, the whole project file. That's in beta right now, but I'm excited. So I would put CapCut up there. There's another tool called Slate, and actually, I had a live show with their director of customer success earlier this year. And Slate is really good for media teams. So if you're
Mm.
like at a corporation or have an agency, I've checked out Slate. It's a lot pricier than a lot of these other tools like CapCut, but for team projects and when you're at that agency level, enterprise level, Slate's a really good choice. And then I can't count out. I think CapCut's a given, but just because they're already known, I won't mention them or rank them. But Meta's Edits app, I'm so surprised about. Like it's really yeah, that's Slate right there.
Mhm.
But you see that pricing right there too.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, and they're not trying to be for everyone too, which I actually like. Their whole messaging is like for social teams. Um, but they also have like a clip creator they just released this year too. But yeah,
Okay.
CapCut, Slate, Meta's Edits app, and Premiere. I can use Premiere for some clients because what they have right now is ready to go and exactly what I need. But I'm gonna keep an eye on them as they continue to develop because I'm hoping it will complete my workflow ecosystem.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. That's dope. I'll um I'll chime in and I'll say who mine are. Top three is what I said. So CapCut number one, um, Mirage dot app,
Yeah,
which used to be Captions, which used to be Captions AI.
oh, see, Captcha is another one I wanna try,
Yeah.
they be running them Instagram ads like crazy,
Yeah.
okay.
So Captions dot AI is slightly pivoting to a whole nother AI audio video. I actually had a full transparency. I had a conversation with them this morning as well. So I'm not going to put I don't know if I'm under NDA or what, but I can say some of this. They're pivoting into a full content creation, so probably like Slate at
Okay.
better pricing for individual
Oh, okay.
creators, right? So they'll have the audio, they'll have the video, and they'll have that all in house. But um, their Mirage platform allows you to create AI avatars and do like UGC types of content, things of that nature. So them and then edits. So CapCut, Mirage slash captions, and then edits.
Mm,
Because
that's a good
Premiere
list.
doesn't give me enough out the box today. And we're selfish, right? We want it all now. We want it all today,
Of
and we
course.
want it at a reasonable price. I'm not paying $70 for something that's not completely baked just yet. Maybe down the road I will, but just not ready to pay for that. Even though they are who they are, and we know it's coming, and I know I'm gonna see them in January when I go to CES in Vegas, and I know, and they should know that I'm gonna ask them that hard question. I'm gonna tell them the baby ain't that pretty, man. Where are you? That kind of thing, but today for creators, my recommendation is to take a look at those three, well, slash four, because you mentioned another one. So the captions, CapCut, and what was the other one I mentioned?
You
I'm old. I'm
mentioned
falling apart, brother.
edits. I mentioned Slate.
Slate. Oh, that's when you got
Um,
that good money. You got that Atlanta money. That's why he can talk about Slate later. You see, this man. Thank you, brother Worthy.
you
Appreciate you,
CapCut and
man.
captions. Also, Steve.
Yeah.
Uh,
John is saying the CapCut user agreement still says that they can use all of your content for whatever they want. So does the Adobe user agreement.
you know what's funny? I was thinking about that, right? Like all when edits first came out, I was like, "Is this the same thing?" And I didn't spend the time to look at the terms and conditions. I don't know who looked into that. But shout out to them for reading the terms and conditions. I've had conversations with a lot of creators who've canceled their CapCut subscription. I canceled
Yeah.
mine as well, but there were some of them were like, "Yeah, I've been using CapCut again. I went back, or I never canceled, or like I'm thinking about it." So that just shows just how strong of an app that it is, where people were like, "Nah, morally this wrong," but it's like, it's kind of nice. And you know what's interesting too about CapCut? their templates can make you a stronger editor than you really are,
Mhm.
and you can look at that however you wanna look at that, but it's like, if you're trying to get to it, it's easier to get to it, and you don't have to yeah, it's just you do a lot of stuff, so we'll
That's what
see.
I'm talking about,
Yeah.
and, but just with anything, be cognizant of what you're doing, and especially if you're putting something out, not just for fun or not something just as a hobby, but when you start as a business. So understand commercial licensing, right? It's the exact same thing with the audio pieces, right? If you're going to be using something like an epidemic sound or an upbeat, and know that if you register your YouTube channel or your socials with those platforms, but then you turn something around for a client, they might get a strike if they're not listed within the authorized channels as well. So I see where you're
I
going,
think
John, and I
you're
understand
breaking
what
up
you're
too.
saying, but what are you going
Um,
to do?
I think something on a future, tech forum, not even long in the future, but
Yeah,
it's getting even trickier with music now. Like, on Instagram, you could like choose a song like from whatever artist you like and include
yeah.
it in your content. I'm actually about to get a little bit more training on it, but there's been some like additional lawsuits that's come across where it's like even though you select the music, you could still get sued, and it's just it gets really tricky with mainstream songs. So you've definitely got to be careful.
Okay, mainstream song. So I'm gonna pivot real quick because I think we may have exhausted the conversation about Premiere Mobile just because it is what it is. It's not completely there, and I'm gonna kind of ignore this comment here from Worley trying to heckle, asking us about sessions. Why you bringing up bad news, brother? Why you bring of all platforms that you had to bring up that took money from all of us? You missing some dollars too. So
Hey, the
don't
new
act like
content,
don't. No, I saw you in the Slack channels as well with the sessions team. So
right?
don't
I
bring
saw
that
I
up,
saw
bro.
that sessions link, Steve.
God, oh, this man just want to pick at the womb. So music, I've been using Suno.
Oh, okay.
Shouts out to Timbaland. Because not was it Timbaland or was it who was it? Was T Pain? One of them brothers. I think it was T Pain.
Timbaland announced the whole like he like signing an AI artist
One
and
of
all
them.
that
Yeah, no.
stuff.
Okay, so it
Yeah.
was Timbaland. Okay, let me get my potatoes right. I've been using Suno. So if you ever listen to, and hopefully you do, Team No Sleep, the outro song, I
Mhm.
made a prompt. I fed the prompt to the platform, and that's what came out of that. That's what came out of
Ooh.
Suno. Using my name, using Montel's name, using the whole context of the show. I just
Mhm.
created one as well for a podcast that's going to take place in the Philadelphia area about the Eagles. Shouts
Oh,
out
okay.
to my guy, Mr. Urban Fryer. So I made a song from Suno that I own the commercial rights for
Mm.
and can use anywhere. Audio track, the instrumental track. I got all the stems. So think about it from like Epidemic Sound. I got the
Yeah.
instrumental, I got the audio, the vocals, and I got hold on, let me see
Can
if
you
I can
put it
play.
up on Epidemic Sound?
I wouldn't want to. I can make it public on Suno and let
Oh,
people hear it though. Let me see which one because I made a number of versions. Let me okay, hold on. Let's do this.
yo, this AI stuff is
Let me
like,
tell you what I made in very quick time frame. Okay, let me see if this is one. Tell me, can y'all hear this? Can you hear it?
nah, I can't hear it.
Okay. I don't have system audio turned on, but never mind. Needless to say.
Oh, we got a whole library or something. Okay, you been
Listen,
working.
I'm over here producing.
Okay.
I'm over here
Gotta
doing the
tell
for
Corey
real
about
thing.
this,
I'm over here
right?
doing my thing. But again, set aside created a
Man, Flow
prompt.
State Records.
Boy, you didn't hold on.
Man.
Hold on. Let me write that down because I'm over.
Yeah.
This man named my Flow State Record.
Oh,
I gotta write it down, bro. I forget. That's gonna be in the
yeah.
merch store in about 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
I love that.
But you think about it, that's where we are, right? We creating
Mhm.
audio with these types of platforms that is commercially viable. literally, you've got producers like Timbaland who's saying that this is what he's going to be using, and this particular is the platform that he says he's going to be using. Back to the Adobe side with their Firefly, right?
Yeah.
Creating generative AI, creating video B-roll, so not
Mhm.
just your static images as well, but you can create video B-roll as well. So Firefly, Nano Banana, the
Envato got something.
Envato Elements is always dope. They always coming out with something. What's the other one? VO3. That's the one. I mean, right. So
Oh, yeah.
all of these,
Oh,
they're all coming out with
VO3.
dope stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. I've seen VO3 in some training videos, and it's like you don't gotta be a pro for this stuff, and yeah, everything's gonna become more affordable as, like, probably this time next year too even, so.
Does that change your approach to creating content? Because again, coming from someone who knows such, and I'll call it a complex platform like Premiere on desktops, coming someone who has taken time to learn that. Now that there are tools allowing folks to literally just type in like a word processor and say, make this highlight reel, add in some cool B roll, add in a dope soundtrack, do this, that, and that, boom, and you're done. Does that change how you approach creating content, or do you think that hinders folks that have in their byline like you, designer?
I have an episode actually coming out with these 2 black people that are releasing their AI image generator,
Mm,
and they're sharing it as, you'll see it's crazy. It's they're excited for photographers to get into it. A lot of these AI image companies, photographers be like, "Oh, you're stealing rights to this, yada yada," or stealing our business. But I actually think, and they were sharing this, that it actually allows the photographer to do more because this is here. So I think when it comes to AI, it actually I think complements a lot of things, especially when you think of like YouTube as a space I'm really about to go harder in now,
mm.
with different series and everything. And just as I'm filming, if I'm thinking like, oh, I would love to add this B roll, but I don't have it, being able to create it without relying on what's currently there, like on a lot of corporate sites when they say we do DEI, we love black people, they'll have like an image of. Matter of fact, in a lot of podcasting sites, there's this one black podcaster. I've seen his picture on like 10 different brand sites to illustrate that there's black people who use their stuff and
Oh yeah, the
everything.
brother with the microphone right in front of his face.
Yeah, they got that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
want to meet him one day and shake
I,
his hand, be like,
you
"You
know what I'm
everywhere."
saying? I know he getting
Um,
residuals too. Every time
oh,
he's posted somewhere. Shout
I
out to
hope he
Story
is.
Blocks. He getting that them coins.
Yup, yup, he's definitely on there. So like there's only a small selection, but with this, AI images and paired with photographers, it kind of empowers them to do a little bit more. So that's what I'm thinking with this stuff is like learning it now to put a little seasoning on top of it. I got
New
this
bit of
nice,
season.
well cooked meal, but now I got this fancy little season I can splash on there too. So some people are looking at it AI to do everything for them. I'm looking at it like a tool, like, okay, I can hammer this nail in, but now I got this like mechanic nail hammerer person. I don't do contract work. So whatever they call that thing,
Yeah, yeah.
drill the screw in a little bit faster. It can make cuts a little bit more precise. So yeah, I'm looking at it as an add on to everything I'm doing.
Love it, love it. Here go the brother right here. There
That's
you
him.
go.
That's him. Shout out to
There,
him.
I'm sure he's gonna be at was it Earn Your Leisure or Invest Fest one of these days. He's got to be
You
podcast
got
movement or whatever. But that's
You know
him.
what's sad? He actually might not be getting anything. I don't know. This whole image database thing is kind of tricky.
The man is getting robbed, and just like the lady who created the Nike logo. What she get? She got like $20
Oh,
from
really?
Phil Knight. Yeah, back in the day. Check the story of the lady who the design student that created the Nike logo. She got paid like $25
Oh
for
man,
the
that's famous
creation of it.
Spotify
Now
rap.
they did give her a whole bunch of stock, which is
Oh,
dope. So that turned it. But at the end of the day, when she turned in the assignment and they said, "Yeah, we're gonna keep this logo," they gave her like $20 for it.
yeah. Mm, man.
Mm,
So yeah, that's the biggest thing is like how it's. this artificial intelligence, like where's it sourcing from and everything. But I'm also honestly though, another answer to your question is recently I've tried to use AI less and
Mm.
kind of trust my creative instincts a little bit more and kind of lean into that. And I think it actually kind of forces me to be even more creative with how I do stuff. So that's really the mode I'm in now. And then AI is, like I said, just little sprinkles on top of the donut. So
So, devil's advocate statement here, you don't mind it taking a little bit longer to push out your content because again, with AI, it could literally be out in 20 minutes as opposed to you again adding them locks on it and adding a little extra flair, making it your own. Again, I don't want to speak for you, but I think
depending on the
you and
job,
I are okay.
yeah,
Okay,
that's really what it is. So like, I'm working with someone now, and what the deal, the contract is, it doesn't really, it's not enough for me to devote my own time into it, but these AI tools can give them exactly what they need, especially for the stage they're at right now, where it
okay.
doesn't need that hand picked precision. But there's another podcast where I'm working with these two influencers to create content, and I'm spending hours looking at each piece and like cutting from here, bringing here, and like putting it all together manually. And AI, I think, could do it, but there's some things where it's not really caught up yet for the additional context, or like it says this word, but really kind of the nuances in there. It's kind of what I'm creating around. So it really depends on the project, depends on the job. Some stuff I'm gonna let AI handle that. For other stuff, it's like, nah, I got to bring my own creative vision into it. So
Love it, love it. I like what you said, and I like what Florence is saying. You know, like all technology, some will drill in to understand and use at an optimal level, and some will continue to use how it comes. So kind of like you said, dependent on the project, dependent on the outcome that you're looking for. If you want to put that extra little bit of sauce into it and leverage technology, it's- I'm not saying there's anything wrong or bad with that. I mean, again, it you'd be remiss and you'd be out of touch, I think, if you didn't look at the technology and leverage the technology. But again, like you said, where it makes sense.
oh yeah, and
Don't
I
don't
have
turn everything out of Boss Locks Media into a faceless channel.
to.
Don't
Yeah,
do that. We want to see you.
yeah.
Don't just right. Don't make
And
it
I'm
all 100.
excited. I
percent
think with this AI stuff, it really makes the human led content kind of a little different. Like right now, there's a trend with these like social TV shows, these like
Hmm.
dramas and stuff. Like there's, and I actually saw an interview on Colin Samir's about like this whole wave of it going around internationally. And it's starting to touch here in the US. So like, I don't know if you saw the whole Chit series on TikTok,
Mm-mm.
or Stan Store. Just, I don't know if it's their own, but they partnered with this other series too. But there's now these like television type of TV shows that are like 2 to 3 minute episodes that are released all on social media. So that's kind of the next thing I'm looking at. And yeah, I think AI is going to replace kind of what's now. And I'm also looking like what's next. Is it this different style? Is it AI?
Mm.
Is it humans? That's where I'm at right now.
That's dope. That's dope. Right. Again, staying abreast of the technology, but not being complacent, not being content.
Mhm.
None of these fancy adjectives. I don't know how to spell them, so don't ask me how to
Hey,
spell them. I'm just using them.
I think you could
I'm an
pass the
expert on the
SATs.
internet. I'm not an expert anywhere else. Also, the person's goals play a big role in the decisions they make. Speak the
Hey,
truth.
shout out to Florence.
Listen, she
Some of them
always come in with the
quotables.
heat, man. Come on,
The
brother.
quotables.
She
The floatables.
y'all check out Florence's Florence, put your school community in the comments there, right?
Mm,
You a moderator, so you have access to put comments in. I don't just have that open for everybody, but go ahead and put your school community so people
I'm
can
gonna check
check
it
that out.
out. I almost set up school. I'm about to experiment with Stand Store. I decided just to try out that whole like, you saw Gary Vee invested in Stand Store, and
Yes,
I'm just gonna
that's a
try out
big
their
thing.
challenge. Yeah, so I was like, you know what, let me do this challenge thing. So I'm setting it up, and I'm about to just see how it performs. I'm gonna document it too and do a whole case study between Square and or Squarespace and Stan Store,
Yeah.
and then maybe next year I'll compare Stan Store with the school community and Patreon. So we'll see.
We can have a conversation. Listen. before next year, we can have a conversation about that right there because
Oh yeah.
the co-hosts that I typically have on Technologist Forum every week, again, we have a couple of new ones that come in, and it's not my show, it's our show, and we have those hard hitting conversations about the why. And community platforms has been a conversation a couple of times, but we haven't talked about the link trees, the stand stores, the beacons.ai's, the those. We've talked about Mighty, Circle,
Ah, yeah.
um, School,
Mhm.
um, Podia, those like that. But it's
Yeah.
a whole different
Bluegraph.
aspect to have a conversation about those mobile friendly, mobile first platforms as well.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
it's a whole wave. It's a like I said, it's a very great time to be a creator because you got options. But it's like if you indecisive, it's like, ooh, what you want.
and,
So
and,
yeah,
and what you gonna pay for, right? Because some of them you go ahead
yeah.
and start them for the month or go for the whole annual subscription, but they range from $40 a month to $199 a month. Where are you
Mhm.
in that journey? Not to get all in your business, how much is Stand Store on a monthly basis?
29 a month.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I got it. I think the thing that really made me interested in it, and I think others have this too, but um I'm very curious about this whole challenge thing. So there's a lot of attention around it right now. So I just wanted to just experiment is one. But two, I like that they have a what's that I forgot the name of it, but Mighty something. It's
Money
the one
Networks?
where like not Mighty Networks, but the one where you comment and it'll auto DM you on Instagram.
Oh, mini
Um
chat.
Mini
Yeah.
chat. They have one of those features, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
okay.
okay, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can use
Okay.
this link and
Okay.
bio thing and this call scheduler." So I was like, "Okay, they got enough features in there. Let me check it out." And I have a way, yeah. So it's all a case study. It's all a case study.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Walter got that money. He can afford to do case studies, A/B testing, uh, you know, all that diagnostics and all that stuff. So go to him. Book a
Hey,
one-on-one consultancy call with Walter Gaynor, ladies and gentlemen, on his stand store. I will put the link in the description for that because you're gonna get value from it because you can't just go talk to him for free. He gonna bring you some value during that conversation time. So the money that's used for that, think of that as an investment and not as an expense. Huh?
mm,
Right, yeah, I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna get that to you. I'm gonna cut that up and I'm gonna get that to you.
I appreciate that. I
You can
appreciate.
put that where you want to. Florence has provided her link to join her channel and her community on School, thriving community over there. She's live streaming. She's providing content. She's providing premium collateral information as well. So y'all check her out over there and do that thing. Um, what is this? Oh yeah, now, that's me. That's my bot. H&M Live. Shouts out. Go ahead and don't forget to do the things. Hit the like, subscribe, do all those things that we need to keep the algorithm going. All right.
Hmm.
But again, we're gonna bring this plane in. I just wanted to have this conversation with you because again, we were excited when we saw the availability of the tool. We both got it, both play with it a little bit. Didn't even ask. Did you upgrade to the premium version?
Oh, the mobile app?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. See, there you go. He
I
didn't.
was
He
like,
didn't.
"Hey, you're not
He didn't
about
put
to
no
open the
skin in the
door for
game yet
me,
either. We just over here playing with it. Okay.
all right?"
All right.
Yeah.
So we gave you your recommendations. If you got any more questions about these tools or platforms, I suggest you connect with Mr. Gainey over here because he can help you. Uh, knows them inside and out. Knows the probably the most complex tool out there, the Adobe Premiere on desktop, and can talk to the others as well. So I suggest you reach out to him. Again, I'll put your link in the description. Close us out though, brother. What's going on next for you besides just going to concerts and hanging out with Chance the Rapper,
Oh, yeah.
Floetry,
Yeah.
and whoever else is over there in the A?
Yeah, I'll be bringing some artists to Flow State Records soon too. But yeah, I'm getting heavier into storytelling content, conversational content. for a couple different brands. I'm partnered with an events app to make just finding events and fun things to do a lot easier. There's a lot that comes into that right now. There's a whole ecosystem of just like it's almost like a cinematic universe that I'm building right now of just like content and programs and different apps just to have fun, learn something new, and I'm just really excited about it. So you can follow me on all the places you follow James Hicks. I'm right there too. On YouTube, the channel is Boss Locks Media. On Instagram, it's the Great Walt, ITS the Great Walt, and then LinkedIn. I have a special love for the people there on LinkedIn. That's why I'm always there. But Walter Gainer the second. You can find me in all the places, but don't just follow me. Say hi. I like to actually build true connections and relationships and community. And yeah, hit that stand store link if you want a one on one. I'd love to help you, create stuff that you're proud of. So, yeah.
That's the man right there, folks. That's who we bring into the technologist forum. Appreciate you, brother. Listen, everyone who watched this live, I think got some jewels and some gems. And hopefully the folks that watched this on the replay as well. So if you got value from this, let me know. If you did not get value from this, still let me know. Catch y'all next week on the Technologist Forum. We out.